When you talk about the Moi family, one of the most powerful political dynasties in Kenya, many people focus on Daniel Arap Moi himself, the country's second president, or on his politically ambitious son Gideon Moi. But hidden in the shadows of power was another son, Jonathan Toroitich Moi, a man whose life story was very different from what one might expect of a president's firstborn. Jonathan, often simply called JT by those who knew him, was born to President Moi and his wife Elena Moi. His fortunes in life seemed to follow those of his mother, just like Elena, who retreated from the limelight after her separation from the former president. Jonathan too lived a quiet, almost forgotten life, far removed from the extravagance and political dominance associated with the Moi name. Despite having a billionaire father, JT never lived lavishly. His brother, former Baringo Senator Gideon Moi, would later mourn him as a down-to-earth person. Those words were not political cliches. They reflected a truth that many neighbors, friends, and acquaintances had long witnessed. Family insiders have often said that Jonathan was uncomfortable with his father's clear favoritism towards his youngest brother Gideon. This dynamic was striking because traditionally among the Kalenjin, the eldest son is accorded respect and expected to take up leadership roles in family matters. But in the Moi household, Gideon was the favored child, the heir apparent, and today the family's official spokesman. When news of Jonathan's death broke in April 2019, it was long-serving Presidential Press Secretary Lee Njiru who delivered the statement. Njiru urged Kenyans to allow the family time and privacy to mourn. Jonathan has succumbed to cancer at a hospital in Nakuru. But Jonathan's life was not defined by politics or power. He will be remembered most for his adventurous streak as a rally driver. In the 1980s and 1990s, JT was a household name in motorsport scene. Dust, mud, and speed were his companies as he competed in the grueling Safari Rally, one of the toughest motorsport events in the world at the time. Jonathan wasn't just another driver, he was a daring competitor. His co-driver and longtime friend, Noah Chebi, fondly recalls their rallying days. Together, they faced the brutal terrains that tested not just machines but human willpower. Chebi remembers JT as a humble, fun-loving, and free-spirited, a man who behaved like a cowboy and loved the rugged life of the outdoors. His cowboy persona reflected in his love for country music and Clint Eastwood films. His admiration for the Hollywood star ran so deep that he even named one of his sons after Eastwood. Unlike many children of politicians who embraced the limelight, JT embraced a simple life, one that celebrated ordinary pleasures over the privileges of wealth. After retiring from rallying in the early 2000s, Jonathan briefly tested the political waters. In 2002, he vied for the Eldamaravine parliamentary seat, but was defeated by Musa Sima, a close ally of his father. That loss ended his political ambitions. From then on, Jonathan chose to stay behind the curtains, advising his brother Gideon and focusing on his personal life. Neighbors often described him as approachable, social, and generous. Unlike many in his family who maintained a distance from ordinary Kenyans, JT mingled freely. His home was always open, and he extended help to those in need without hesitation. Portraits of Jonathan's character continue to emerge, painted by the people who knew him closely. Stories of his humility and warmth stand in stark contrast to the image of royalty often associated with the Moi family. At his death, Kenyans didn't just mourn the son of a former president. They mourned a man who, despite his lineage, chose a life of simplicity, a man who refused to be defined by the shadow of power, a man whose joy came not from politics or wealth, but from friendships, rally cars, country music, and the open landscapes of rural Kenya. In many ways, Jonathan Toroitich Moi lived as a paradox, the firstborn son of one of Africa's most powerful presidents, yet content with the life of an ordinary man. His story remains a reminder that true legacy isn't always found in power or politics, but in how one touches the lives of others.